Cancer. As the month begins, you got a lot of responsibility on your plate. A lot on your plate overall, but responsibility both in your professional life and in your personal life. And there's some upheaval ahead, but the month ends with a bit of luck. So let's have a look at it. My name is Finn, and this is Magic 7 Tarot, and I've already done a Magic 7 Tarot spread for you. So we're going to go through it, and then we'll pull a couple of other cards and see if we can't give you a bit of guidance for the month ahead. This is your Lunar Return reading. So as the moon comes into Cancer, either for your sun, moon, or rising, it's a great time to set intentions and plan for the month ahead. It's your personal new moon, as it were. Now, that's not going to be what you see everywhere, but this is the way I'm approaching it, these tarot readings, so to maximize the personal impact for each sign. Okay, there's my little plug. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, I'd appreciate that. We're a couple months in and building momentum, and I really appreciate all the comments, likes, subscriptions, all of the interaction. It's been really amazing. All right, Cancer, got a lot to tell you here. Okay, in the past, we have the Eight of Scepters. So this represents some kind of like, this is the immediate past leading into this reading. So 8 is a business card, Scepters is business, okay? So usually I would suggest that this has to do with business. It could be a promotion, some kind of an appointment. It definitively, no matter how you slice it, involves more responsibility and work. So you've been working hard, but it's a really positive influence for you. So, you know, sometimes we could get overwhelmed by work and effort, and it doesn't seem to be the case for you. Maybe you're a bit tired with this card in the past, but that's okay. Tired is okay. You get enough sleep and rest, and make sure you have a little time for yourself. But overall, this is a very fortunate influence. So suggest to me over the last little while, the last few weeks, you've been building something up. It's definitively building something up, and had some success and some acknowledgement of your effort. And that's a really important part of working hard. You know, when you work hard and no one notices, that's the worst, right? You're putting in all of these hours, or you've done something special or inventive, and put something out there. It has to do with promotion. It has to do with business success through your own initiative, right? This is not something that falls in your lap. It's something you've worked hard for. And so it may just be the conditions as we enter this month as well. I mean, might be, I say immediate future, but that's where you stood in as the month opens. That's where you stood, let's say, a couple of weeks ago. Or that's how you saw yourself standing a couple of weeks ago. So I'll do past, present, future, and then we'll do the other cards, and we'll pull a few others. There's lots of change here, okay, Cancer? And change isn't your strong suit. So you might feel upheaval, and that's going to be challenging for you. So let me just look at this card here in the present, the Five of Cups reversed. Okay, this is also responsibility, but it has more to do with emotional responsibility. So are you taking care of yourself or others? Sometimes the images just flash before my eyes and I have to kind of stop. This feels a lot to me like this success or this mastery in the past, this ability to manage the responsibility as it's given out to you is starting to falter. It's not falter necessarily. It's starting to take its emotional toll on you. And instead of feeling kind of charged up, because this is quite a bit of energy, fire energy, you're not feeling as charged up as you were. You're feeling dissipated and maybe overworked, but more, it's not about the work, it's about the emotional impact of the work. Certainly this can be, you know, some trouble at home, trouble in relationships. As it relates to the previous card, it seems to me more like the other shoe's dropped, and you're starting to feel like maybe all the effort you put in the past isn't worth it, hasn't been worth it for you. it might have been externally worth it. I mean, this is very, this card has to do with external success. But this card is more your feelings about it. Okay? And it's reversed. Reverse doesn't mean negative in the Brotherhood of Light Tarot. It means harder to express. I'm starting to believe harder to come to terms with the energy. Sometimes energy is right in your face. Okay? I mean, you've been working really hard. You've been productive, you've been successful, you've built something up. And now it's not that it's failing, but it's failing to satisfy every aspect of your life. In other words, if you're focused only on work and you're not focused on your family life, for example, that's going to feel like a gap for you today, right now, in the present. And I want you to mind this, okay? It's not serious transformation, but there are serious cards ahead here. So the more you can, excuse me, the more you can take care of your emotions today and, really come to terms with how you feel about things, I think that's going to mitigate the influences as we move forward. So past some success, building something up, maybe a promotion at work, lots of responsibility. Now that responsibility is feeling like it's starting to overwhelm you. Okay? So you need to mind that. Maybe you were under the illusion that things would kind of ride out indefinitely, and now that's starting to become not true. Not true for you. Okay? Remember, there's the external truth may not change, but your feelings towards it may have shifted. The same in a relationship. This is a lot of emotion, and 5 is Jupiter, and so this could be really good feelings. It also could be feeling like you have to take responsibility for other people's emotional states, or the sort of notion that the sort of how can I say this? The way you've been progressing maybe has been revealed itself in your relationships as false. Okay, some kind of illusion about your domestic situation is starting to reveal itself, or you're concerned that what you're experiencing isn't really fully true. And there's Neptune here, and so there is this sense of illusion. And as someone wiser than me once said, people worry about being disillusioned, but would you rather be illusioned? Right? You wouldn't be. Okay? So know that things that have to fall, and things that have to change, have to change. There's an internal pressure here to change, and that's leading right into the immediate future, which is Arcanum 16, the lightning. And it's reversed. Again, not more negative. But this is a lot of energy, and it's the energy of things coming apart. Okay? So I want to look at these two cards as they relate to one another. The more in the present you're able to come to terms with the things that are true and the things that are not true about your situation. And again, this is a general reading. So if you were asking me, whoever's watching this, were asking me a specific question, what's going on with my work life? Okay, I would look at this reading strictly from a work perspective. Okay? If you were asking me, what's going on with my love relationship? I would look at this in a really specific way. So because it's general, I was talking about the energies themselves. Okay? This is coming to terms with some kind of illusion, usually as it relates to your home life. This is things coming apart. Okay? And not coming apart slowly, blowing up. Okay? Now, sometimes things have to come down before we can build something new. Whenever you build a house, right, the first thing you do is clear the land. And if you had an old house there, you take that down. And you dig out, right? You pour a foundation and you start to build up, okay? This might have been a bit too much too fast. And that's leading to this kind of, reckoning is too harsh a word, I think, for this. But certainly things coming apart, okay? It could be a breakup, right? If you're having problems at home right now, this could be an end. And I'm sorry to say that, right? But, you know, they're your feelings, okay? So you have to draw a circle around yourself and understand how you really feel. And if you've been lied to, misled, someone's cheating on you, I mean, all of those things are possible, okay? Not probable, they're possible by the energy, okay? Then having it come apart is important. Now, let's talk about this card. Let's look at it upright. This is Mars energy, and Mars is the energy of creation. So everything that is created in the world needed a bit of Mars energy behind it. This card in the past is Mars energy also. Okay, we see the Mars glyph at the bottom. It's building, and it's building in a kind of constructive manner. So in the past, there's this construction building up. The present, this sort of sense that that's not satisfying me, or the context in which I've done that effort is not as I expected it to be. So the cracks start to show. Okay, and then things have to come down. Now, this could be explosive energy. You know what happens when water explodes? It boils up, right? Bubbles up, or it steams, right? You could be feeling pretty steamed about this situation. Okay? Feel those energies, but try to reel them in, right? In other words, you don't want to be the lightning bolt here, and you don't want to be the dudes falling to the side, and you don't want to be the pyramid. So which part are you? Which part are you right now, or as this unfolds? How do you feel? Where is Mars in your chart? If you don't know your astrological chart, I left a link in my description there for astro.com, a free chart. Find out where Mars is in your chart, okay? Because that's going to give you a clue to this immediate future. The thing about this reading is it's tough, but it actually leads to eventual success. And so, you know, being under an illusion and having to break that down, that's actually a positive step forward. As it's happening, it may not feel positive at all. I mean, you might feel really ticked off. Okay, trying to keep my language appropriate for all ages. Okay, you might be really angry, and it seems to me you have a good reason to be angry. Okay, and don't be angry at yourself if you believe something to be true and it turns out to not be true. Okay, that's not you, right? Having faith in other people or believing what they say or what they promise, that's not your fault. Okay. So if something needs to come down, it's going to come down. And what you need to do is find your centers so that you don't fall with it. Okay? There's a lot of anger and frustration here. This could be frustration too. You know, when cancers get angry, sometimes it's not a direct line. If you're an Aries and you get this card, right, you're just going to holler and get it out. And cancers tend to turn in on themselves, or they have that possibility. Okay? Okay, what part do you need to control? Is the 3 of coins reversed. So, you know, this is a marriage, right? Whenever you see 3, that's the marriage, right? You know, there's the intention and the reflection and then the action. So I call marriage in the most general sense the action, right? But it does represent marriage, and a marriage maybe for money. In this context, you know, it may be sort of a business partnership that's come apart. Okay? And that's another, you know, is my business partner being frank with me? Now I'm mad. Okay, now I got to control how, you know, how I deal with that. Okay? This card is air. And air and fire are pretty combustible. Air and water, you know, they don't really meet as well. Just watch out for your money. I'm just going to say it simply, okay? if you're in a love relationship that's fallen apart, or a business relationship that's coming apart, or you have any reason to suspect either one of those situations is on the rocks, get to the accounting, okay? Have a look at the accounting, okay? And control your idealism in the situation. Try to be a realist about it. I mean, realism doesn't mean I'm going to be angry at every little situation or really upset at myself, okay? Realism is a lot more balanced than that, right? And so I want you to take that kind of, take a more rational approach to this, a little colder approach. I mean, this is wet and soppy, and this is red hot. Okay, so somewhere in the middle there's a little balancing act that you're going to need to do. Balancing, this is a good word for this card. Balance your intentions, balance your thoughts and your feelings with what you really want in life. Okay, and if something needs to come apart, it's going to come apart. Okay, the environment is an individual here. So this is the youth in the Brotherhood of Light deck. These are called the youths. So youth of scepters. This is a business card and about promotion, self-promotion. It's related to the business that you're in or involved in, or again, very general. I have to be general, but you know, if I was going to read this as a business situation, I would say that this has to do with this person. So they're an excellent self-promoter. Uh, uh, they're wiggly. You know, sometimes they're hard to pin down, right? They're full of energy and positive energy, but maybe they're not always as honest with themselves as they should be, and therefore not as honest with other people. This fire energy, you know, could get your blood boiling for sure. If this is a part of yourself, it's the part of yourself that's, you know, maybe going to rationalize this situation in a way that isn't constructive for you. Although this is a pretty constructive card. So, you know, you got to dive deep. If you've got a person in your life, or, you know, as this resonates for you, you have to say, well, Finn, you know, I have a business partner and, you know, they're the salesperson. Okay. And I run the office. This is just an example. And this person could sell snow to the Eskimos. That's the Inuit, right? They could sell anything to anybody. Okay. So are they selling you on their honesty? Is someone trying to convince you of something that you feel might not be true? Because the more you feel it not to be true and you don't act on those impulses, the more dramatic this explosive energy is going to be. So again, I'm asking you to deep dive today, today before this lands, okay? Because, you know, you could turn this into a very constructive situation where you're honest with yourself and your partner and you build something new for the future. It doesn't have to be destructive. It doesn't have to be. Okay, that's a choice you're going to make by how you deal with this energy. Okay, what opposes you here is some kind of, is Arcanum 10, is some kind of sudden change. A change is in the air here. Okay, now, because of the way this resolves for me, you know, I go back to this. If you're feeling illusioned, disillusioned, being disillusioned is better than being illusioned. You don't want to be operating under an illusion. That doesn't make any sense. Okay? So check what this person is saying to you and double check and push back a bit. I mean, this could be gentle pushback, right? And insistent. Oh, that's the word. It could be insistent here. Okay? I insist that you tell me the truth. I insist that you show me the accounting. I insist that we go over your effort for the last little while. And you show me that you've been working constructively for the benefit of all of us. The change, though, will happen all at once. Okay? So maybe you have to fire this person. Maybe you have to leave this relationship. Maybe. Only you can tell. Okay? But there's, when you understand what people are doing and how they're actually treating you, you're raising your consciousness. Right? It's a spiritual exercise to understand yourself and others. And so the more that you could do that, the more that you could say, why? Why are you doing that? What was the purpose of that? Can I see your work? All of those things, right? Okay. You don't need to be paranoid about it. Just put it out there. Okay. Insisting. I like that word. Emphatically. Okay. I know that in situations, I sometimes raise my voice. I have a moon in Aries. Okay. So sometimes as things go, I'll raise my voice. It's always because the people involved are not paying attention to me. It's never out of anger. I don't really get angry. Well, I do get, I'm like everyone, I get angry. I'm like you a bit. When I get angry, I get quiet. Okay? But when people are not paying attention to me or there's some danger afoot, then I become emphatic. That's how I describe it. So you have to act emphatically here and take care of yourself. I mean, this could be some kind of misfortune befalling you, but I don't really see it as, the way that it certainly could be some sudden thing, okay, that causes some misfortune. And I don't believe in fate. So when I see those cards, I say, well, what's going on in the present that I could manage to mitigate my fate? And it's this. So being brutally honest with yourself today is going to mitigate the impact of this card in the future. And it's going to depotentiate whatever radical change is going to happen to you. And I do see some kind of radical change. Now, that could be in your thinking or the way you feel, right? It doesn't necessarily mean, my car got stolen. Right? It doesn't necessarily mean some bad thing in the environment, something bad or good, right? It's how we look at it that makes it bad or good. It's just experience. Okay? Cancer, be honest with yourself. Are the people, maybe you can identify this person. I don't know who it is for you or what part of it is for yourself. Someone related to business or business success you've had. And of course, a household is a business, right? It has accounting, has expenses, okay, has revenue. Okay, so it could, depending on how these cards fall for you in your chart, it could be your household. And now you're kind of feeling like, this is not working for me, or the people involved in this are working against me, which is even worse. And that can make you pretty angry. Okay? Mind the dramatic change. Okay? If you're in the middle of dramatic change, try not to be so dramatic about it. I know. I'm one to talk. Okay? I'm the one hollering because someone's not listening to me, or they might trip on something in the house. Just thinking about my life situation. Okay, how does this all end? Actually, with a stroke of good luck. Okay, this is a very lucky card. 5 of coins, it's money from nowhere. So it could be some kind of boon, right? In other words, money comes in. It could be your tax return. It could be winning the lottery. Now, everyone's not going to win the lottery. I'm not one of those kinds of readers or psychics. If I could give you the lottery numbers, I would be getting them for myself, okay? Simply put. And I have never seen a situation where people are saying, buy a lottery ticket, it's going to win. I've never seen that work out, okay? So this comes out of the blue, and it could be related to this as well. So again, change isn't necessarily bad, okay? So don't be afraid of it. And mind the present and the immediate future, okay? Because in the same way that this could be better and this could be better, if you mismanage those, then these could be not as good, okay? Hang in there, Cancer. That's the word I want to say for you. Hang in there. Know how you feel. Take an inventory of who you trust and who you don't trust and the people around you, and make sure you tell them how you're feeling about them, okay? If you mistrust someone, don't just sit there and be mistrustful. Say, I'm not trusting you in this situation, and I need to have some clarification on where you're going, okay? And watch it if you get angry, okay? Watch your step. Take good care of yourself. Okay? I don't want anything to happen to you, and I don't want you to blow up and then find, wow, something new is coming, okay? Okay? All right, let's pull a couple of other cards. This is the wild archetype, wild unknown archetype. Eternal spirit. What archetype could we give to Cancer? Oh, I'm turning the cards around here. What archetype, by the way, I shuffle and cut the cards 3 times. If one pops out, I put it back in the deck until I finish my process. It's my process. I know everybody has a different approach. That's me. Eternal spirit. What archetype can Cancer drop in this month to help them succeed in the best way possible for themselves, all those concerned, the world, and the universe? I desire to know the truth. Because at the end of the day, even if someone's against us, we don't want to wish them ill. Okay? We don't. That's not like you anyway. What archetype can we give to Cancer this month? I desire to know the truth. More likely, you're going to take it out on yourself. I know, Cancer. Self-indulgence, right? And then you're going to get angry about that. So don't do that. Just be truthful with yourself. Okay. Archetype for Cancer. I desire to know the truth. As the readings always progress, I always get more insights. You know, if I could keep talking for an hour or two, and boy, if I could have you across from me, we'd have a field day. So if you find it resonates for you, give me 1 second here, Cancer. Desire to know the truth. Archetype for Cancer. Okay. If you do find this resonates for you, I'd love to hear it in the comments. Please like and subscribe. If it doesn't resonate for you, tell me what's going on. And that'll help me, you know, fine-tune these readings, which are still fairly recent, moving forward. Okay, what did we get for archetypes? I don't even know how to say that. Apocalypsis. Apocalypsis. Like apocalypse and calypso music put together. It sounds pretty heavy. Let's have a look at that card, okay? There's heaviness in this reading, but I don't see it as remaining, you know, and sometimes when heavy happens, you know, it's happening. But I don't really see that. I feel like it's like this kind of temporary disruption and some kind of change that makes you feel, oh, wow, things aren't as bad as they were, you know, as I thought they were, as I worried they might be, as I worried, Cancer, that they might be. Apocalypsis indicates a particularly painful time, one that unfolds when 2 disparate dynamics occur simultaneously, pulling the psyche in seemingly opposing directions. The first is a lifting of the veil, illusion revealed, right? Painful. It hurts. No one likes that. This means truths that have been kept in the dark are revealed, seen, and unearthed. No matter how relieving it is to witness them come to the light, as an element of despair and grief follows. The second dynamic is the regeneration that comes from the wreckage of the revealed truth. This is good, right? The old narrative breaks and a new story forms. Apocalypsis energy is similar to a forest fire's devastation for the sake of regeneration, right? What did I say? You have to dig a hole to build a house, right? You have to tear down what's there to build something new. The veil lifts, and we see who and what has been hiding. From the nakedness of the truth, a child is born. Have faith in the process. Hold on to your center. I think I said that. That's the only way. The unknown becomes known and guides the way. There you go. Cancer. It's going to be heavy. Okay? The truth always hurts. What's that line, right? The truth will set you free, but first it'll make you miserable. It's a bit like that, I'm afraid. But I'm not afraid of it because, boom, something new happens. Boom, something new happens. If it has to end, it has to end. Okay, Cancer? Don't hold on to the, once you know the truth of a situation, you can't hold on to the old way. That's the painful part. Wouldn't it be nice? Okay, Eternal Spirit, let's give some inspiration for Cancer because there's quite a lot going on. Cancer doesn't like this kind of stuff, do you? I know. A desire to know the truth for Cancer. What inspiration can we offer Cancer to help them manage this transformation of their consciousness? That's what's going on here. Desire to know the truth. Your consciousness is being transformed by this situation. And you're going to be a new person. But I do see that's going to lead to a better situation overall. A desire to know the truth for Cancer. What can we give Cancer today to inspire them on their journey this month? Desire to know the truth. Freedom. The truth will set you free, but first it's going to make you miserable, Cancer. Okay? Check in the present, right? How you feel about this situation is everything, because it's going to lead to intense, emphatic expression, okay, tearing something down. You can tear it down brick by brick, or you could blow it up. It's up to you what you do, okay? But at the end of this, there is freedom. I mean, this is freedom. It's something new, and it's luck, okay? Stay the course, Cancer. I wish you nothing but success. And thanks for joining me today. I wish you peace.